Hey guys, it's JStarWars360 here with a movie review for you guys. It's of Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues Continued. I know it might be a bit redundant because I already reviewed this movie, but again, in case you don't know, they re-released the movie in theaters with alternate versions of all the scenes, and I saw it today and I figured, you know what, I might as well get my thoughts on it because there aren't that many reviews of it. I mean, it's just a re-release, it's a one-week deal, but I figured if anyone was curious, either on my channel or outside, as to what the movie's like, I'm just going to tell you it. So, I'm not going to waste time really going into depth in the movie because, again, check out my review of Anchorman 2 if you want more in depth. I'm just going to talk about what makes this film different from the first one, and whether or not I think you'd enjoy seeing it. So, again, it's pretty much the same thing as you saw last time. I mean, there is a bit of a sense of deja vu when you're watching it. I mean, the only difference is like the scenes will usually play out the same, but there'll be like a joke. They'll change a joke or they'll insert a joke, and you can clearly tell what was inserted and what was cut out if you've seen the movie. And some of the stuff that the alternate jokes do make things interesting. Some of them are really funny and entertaining. And, this is still more or less the same movie, so you're still going to have a fun time with it if you enjoyed it the first time. But that being said, it wasn't as funny as I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the first time. Part of which might be because, I know the film, but I think also, again, a lot of the jokes weren't as funny. I mean, some of them were a little flat around, like, yeah, I can understand why you cut this out, why you didn't go for it. There's a lot more dirty humor in this movie, which I don't know. That's not always why it's bad. Sometimes it's just it wasn't funny, but just keep that in mind that there's a lot more penis and vagina jokes and stuff. So if you're not into that, then yeah, probably not your flick. But so one thing that I don't know if this is why people didn't like Anchorman 2 as much as the first one, but there isn't much of a plot. It's just sort of moving and meandering. There's not really that much of a story. It's just random gag after random gag. And the film does drag on at times, and you do kind of want it shortened now. Now, I was willing to overlook this the first time. I mean, the length and, meandering did bother me a bit the first time I saw it, but it didn't bother me that much. And the reason for that was because the jokes were hilarious, so I was okay with the length and the deviations. I was like, yeah, they have something really funny here. So I don't think it really doesn't bother me that much that there isn't that much of a story and that the film is long. But when a lot of the jokes aren't working, you are sort of sitting there like, yeah, maybe we could have trimmed this down a bit. So, is it worth seeing this movie? Depends. I mean, I'm not gonna highly recommend you go see this movie. I mean, if you've seen it already, I mean, you've pretty much seen the best of it. I mean, there's a couple really funny jokes in this movie, one of which I think should have stayed in the film. It's not really much of a spoiler, but there's like a musical number that I felt like they should have kept in, or at least done more with. But yeah, again, like it was good enough for me. It was entertaining, but I mean, if you weren't like a huge fan of the second one, or if you really didn't care for Anchorman 2 the first time around, you're not gonna care for it this time around. I mean, it's more the same, not as funny, but again, if you enjoyed the first one, the original version of this, and you're curious, I'd say go check it out. It's a fun time. Again, you might get a bit of deja vu like you feel before, but I do think the new jokes do keep it interesting. I mean, you're not going to be as engaged as you were the first time, but some of these new jokes are really funny. And at the end of the day, I did have a good time. I mean, not a amazing time, but it was fun. I was glad I saw it. Again, it was still the same fun movie. I enjoyed it, just not as funny. And again, some of these new jokes I think did work really well. It's just, not as strong humor as the first time around. So again, like, not much going. If you just want to see an entertaining movie, I mean, you could see like all the there's other movies out right now. which I haven't seen, so I can't really give a review. But if again, like, I'd say check it out if you want. You'll get you're guaranteed a few laughs. I mean, I don't think you'll be blown away by it, but it's entertaining. I mean, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 as opposed to the 8 out of 10 I gave Anchorman 2. Again, just goes to show how strong humor can go. Anchorman 2 was really funny, and we got a great movie. Anchorman 2 is kind of funny, so we got a good movie. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So, are you going to go see Anchorman 2 in theaters again, or are you like, once is enough? Please comment and let me know. And I know I say this in all my videos, but like if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, comment if you have something you want to say, and subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. This is JStar360 signing out.